Thank you very much, guys. A great way to start us off, I think, saying, get out of my lane, leave it as a 1v1. Dagda, myself, Hysterics, we have decided to jazz it up to open things up because BDS and Team Heretics is good. They both started with a win yesterday. I think BDS were kind of giving it on a silver platter thanks to Vitality. Team Heretics slowly gauged it and took it eventually as we looked at yesterday versus Giant X.
But I think that's the thing, right? Like, when you look at BDS, if you have these slow games where they can find picks like they did against Vitality, they can very quickly turn that game back in their favor with their late game team fighting. So I want to see Heretics with a smoother transition into a win if they get those early leads, because it was quite a slow-paced game.
Yeah.
And they just didn't quite know what they wanted to do when they got to that mid to late game portion.
So let's see a solid game out of both then, I think. Let's see that improvement coming into day 2 of the LEC for Summer as Senna gets banned away. Corki as well has been first pickable. Dagda, we also know Dwayne The Rock Johnson also first pickable on blue side if it's left up and available.
Yeah, Skarner very, very strong. Also, you know, you're looking at Rumble, still very contested there. Skarner gone. Rumble probably going to be a red side ban here, had 100% presence from what we saw yesterday, but you're still seeing things like the Taliyah as well, very high presence.
Yep.
Rell being very high presence. Camille in the same boat.
Camille like as well, especially since top lane has expanded its pool, I think, a lot. We can talk about that depending on what Adam versus Wunder ends up being. But as the Twisted Fate is gone, that's one of the range matchups that a lot of the Cassantes, a lot of the melee matchups really learn to hate. As Trymbi gives us the short smile, that Rumble, Dagda, you nicely mentioned, is off. And Cassante B1. It doesn't matter how far we get, doesn't matter how many changes, buffs, nerfs, he always comes back.
I hate this. Cassante is like a 23 or 25% win rate in the LPL, and he was kind of a bit of a mixed bag yesterday. But it was both Adam and Wunder who picked it up yesterday, so both of them going, no, I am the tank player. We have to see now what the other side's going to go for. But I think, you know, giving across things like the Taliyah, I think is incredibly strong because you've got that flexibility. Nautilus, another big support pick. I think you're giving a lot across here as BDS for that Cassante.
I mean, with the Nautilus as well, alongside that and maybe another 80 carry for Flakked, things like the Varus come into mind. You know, now that we've got the center off the board, now that we've got the Corki off the board, what else is sitting in tier 1 at the moment? And my other questions, Dagda.
I mean, I think Rell is a decent answer into the Nautilus. We saw that a lot yesterday. You can try and go for it, but yeah, I mean, Varus still your S tier AD carry. You can play him the on hit, you can play him poke. There's a lot of variability that you can bring to the table there. But honestly, I think the bot lane is still fairly open. Caitlyn was also one that I think was very strong in solo queue, but with the nerfs towards her and also first strike, you're not really getting as much value out of that build. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, nothing too surprising coming out of the drops, at least from what we saw yesterday.
But you are 2 for 2 so far, you
Jinx.
smart man.
Okay.
Jinx follows through for ISO, so we've got a hyper carry there. And we've got a front line, so it feels like a front-to-back building here. For BDS, wow, that's new.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A front-to-back for BDS, a team fighting comp, that's different.
But it's also, I mean, like, Jinx has been, like, has done well off this patch because she can go for the Kraken Slayer into a lot of those crit items, and because you only need the 4 crit items to get your 100% crit, she's doing really, really well. But she definitely needs time to come online, and for BDS, they were able to bounce back yesterday, but this kind of feels like a call out to Heretics saying, look, we don't mind if you try to play for at least some of this early game. We're actually going to be in an okay spot where once we get to that mid to late game, we're going to be able to pop off as long as this Jinx comes online.
Well, you got that safety here for BDS, for Team Heretics. Another pick tool added into the mix. A lot of CC building up so far with Zwyroo. As talked about in the interview, maybe Nuke will play the Taliyah, but it is actually the other way around. As he picks that up, mid lane bans start following through from Team Heretics. Things like the LeBlanc, Orianna's already taken away. Remember, Corki has been a flex throughout major regions so far, talking about LPL especially. Now we just got a question, what else gets taken away as mid keeps getting pinched?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and on BDS side target a lot of Wunder's champion pool. Wunder even tweeted out yesterday he's still the top lane tank player, so more than likely going to see him try and go for something. But you know, the Zac taken away, and you're going to be able to target more of his champion pool. I am curious what he wants to fall back to. Maybe it is just something like the Udyr or something along those lines that we saw yesterday into that top side. But I think the person I'm looking at the most is Jankos, because I know there's the whole meme around him with like Nidalee spears and that kind of stuff, but AP junglers are incredibly strong at the moment.
They really are.
So do you want to try and go for something that's a little bit more carry orientated for him, or do you want to just fall back to what we saw from yesterday, which is kind of that middle of the road with the Xin Zhao?
Well, that's already banned away by Heretics themselves. Vi goes with it as well. Now let's see, because again, Sheo hasn't picked jungle just yet. Rell jungle, few and far the days between that we sat on that little oyster. And they could pick that, leave counter pick for top with the comp as well, considering there is still a lot available. Dagda, the biggest thing is, you already mentioned the Nidalee, you already mentioned some of the AP junglers. Those are definitely also on the board in abundance. The Camille comes through, the scaling matchup for the side lane for Wunder.
And I really like that, because I think having something that can match the scaling of this Jinx is going to be crucial for Heretics. And we saw what Broken Blade could do on this pick yesterday. Camille is so incredibly strong when she gets the 3 items, and you've already got decent setup for the Nautilus ult into Camille until Taliyah flick back, Camille being able to access that backline as well. It just makes the team fight from Heretics so much more threatening. And finally, we get to see Tristana. I have been mind-boggled that these two haven't been seen yet. Karthus, incredibly strong user for that Blackfire torch. And the Tristana is 100% pick ban presence over in the LPL. Has been a staple in that meta. And now we're going to get to see it on the LEC stage.
And I'm looking across to see if it's been banned so far. It looks like the answer is no. It hasn't been looked at all. Yeah, it's crazy. On the other side, pause. Pause, wait a second. AP damage needed or not? Jankos putting his hand up as well. Is it bothering me? No, we get to Ivern instead. So Ivern here without something like the Tristana, without something that's heavy pushing, but again, I shouldn't say heavy pushing with the Taliyah. An interesting duo that changes hands as Jankos locks in R5. Yeah,
traditionally I kind of like the Ivern in hey, we've got definitive AD carries that can use it with, as you say, Tristana mid, with a Varus on the bottom side. Yes, you can go the on-hit build, but I think in this kind of situation, it can be somewhat threatening for Varus to try and step up into a lot of these team fights when you got a K'Sante who's going to be trying to play on that front line, the opportunity for a Rell to find those engages as well. But overall, I think we're seeing, BDS very strong front-to-back composition with a triple threat coming through from the jungle as well, whereas on the opposite side, it feels like it's a bit more, hey, let's try and play out those side lanes, let's try and look for picks and see if we can set up for some success with the Camille, I think, being the main dominant damage dealer alongside that Ivern to give her the shield she needs to pop off.
I mean, again, you put faith in Wunder. This is the player who, even yesterday on the K'Sante, was carrying a lot of these fights alongside people like Zwyroo as well. For Team Heretics, it was slow and steady yesterday, but it still won the race. On the other side, BDS were hand-given, like a nice knitting needle, as thin as that at 20 minutes, an entry point into the game, and they took away from Vitality, who decided to throw it in the bin. Come on then, he says. He's been watching a lot of the Bulls. We'll get into game one to start off. What day is it, Dagda? Sunday. I flew in a couple of days ago, to be honest. I thought it was Tuesday yesterday. So
it's going well.
It's going well so far. Welcome back on the Summer's Rift. BDS versus Team Heretics. And the battle to start 2-0 for your weekend. When we have such a short split, early entrances like that, big pace starts are exactly what the doctor ordered.
We have to see, though, if Heretics are going to find that early success, because I do think trying to play around this bottom side is going to be your best bet. Flakked has gone for the pressy attack, so we're going to see that on-hit Varus, which I think is your better option when you've got an Ivern there to try and support you. But if you want to try and influence on the bottom side, shut ice down, make sure this Jinx never really becomes a factor in the game, I think Heretics are in a position to try and open up into this 1-3-1. Otherwise, I think BDS just take it slow. Don't need to push the game too hard. You have insane scaling with your composition.
And can I just talk about my disgust for Karthus? I think this will resonate with a lot of people. Now, first strike is disgusting rune as he goes for the invade on this top side, which is not going to be matched for the time being, which means we are getting a lane swap from BDS. He can press R with first strike, and he just gets so much gold, so much value. Especially since, remember, 14-11, still 15 gold as a base stat. Added on early game, it's going to mean a lot.
Also, because Blackfire Torch builds out of Lost Chapter, it's really good for a ton of these AP junglers because you get a wonderful stat line off it, and you also get the extra opportunity to get the mana that you need to clear out your jungle. But we're seeing a lane swap, which is, first, I kind of thought the lane swaps were dead with the changes to the top lane turret, where it is that little bit tankier, but we're still going to see it here. It looks like Ice and Labrov are just like, no, look, we know we want to try and scale, so we're happy to take the deficit that may be presented as long as we can continue to put the pressure on. But Adam here with Sheo.
I mean, Sheo is going to be level 2 here. Remember, he's got flash available as his Karthus, so he can just insta-dive and die himself if he so chooses. Level 3 picked up now as well. TP from Wunder, trying to get on out. Labrov, he's not going to flash Shattering Strike. So Wunder gets out of there, but now top turret is free for the taking.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see a very similar story on the bottom side of the map, though. The only problem is that Wunder won't be here to try and push in this tower as quickly if they want to, although Adam actually going to sit back, isn't going to try and take the tower alongside his AD carry. So looks like they're going to try and funnel a lot of this gold in towards BDS, or in towards Ice. Whereas Heretics now just going to move in onto this bottom side of the map to try and keep that split map, but get the farm that Jankos needs at the moment.
He's got Smite available as well. Let's see if he uses on the red buff. The answer, not yet. He's waiting for the timer. He root callers over to Krugs as well. So we'll keep track of this Ivern and see what he can do to take away some of those resources from Sheo. But as we saw, adaptation in the lane swaps that have come from MSI. Might be a quick change from Ice and Labrov. We'll see, though, as first turret plate is going to be taken by BDS.
I think the big difference maker here is the fact that Adam got into lane faster because Wunder TP'd out, then reset, then walked to lane. It means that Adam is actually helping out on this top side a little bit more to get through that top tower, which will help out substantially when it comes to just her taking presence. Whereas the Camille now kind of been a bit jobless for a little while now. Yes, she's wandering around a little bit in mid, but hasn't really got anything.
Did it ever say he started calling people homeless from the top lane?
I think that was the background conversations we had with the folks.
About calling top laners homeless as they roam through mid. I mean, speak of another adaptation from MSI as well. We've had plenty of them. As Wunder roams back, he's eventually going to cross up to normal lanes as Sheo is now here in bot side. That's what we were talking about before, Dagda. I mean, Ice Labrov push up for one plate. They get themselves in an okay position. They move away, but Dredgeline changes all that. Labrov goes to half HP as Jankos is here to support as well. Remember, shielding available for Trymbi. Not in time. He flashes over the wall. While meanwhile, Flakked is just doing the dirty on Labrov. Jankos is out of there now, so Flakked is in a 1 versus 2. In a Karthus, he still manages. A double kill given over, but Ice gets 1-2.
I mean, 2 kills going across the Heretics is pretty huge. He's going to back now, be able to pick up some nice little items for himself. Will lose a substantial amount of this wave as he tries to get back to lane, but nicely done by Heretics to set that one off. And Labrov, just a little bit greedy on the play, starts to try and move in here, but Heretics are positioned well. They've got the ward down. They can see him there. They were looking for Sheo with that root collar, but they're happy to take Labrov. Now, Trymbi, I was a little bit nervous for him here because he's only level 2, whereas Labrov has the level 3, but Trymbi, good flash over the wall. Flakked in a great position to follow up. Jankos can also flash away, so Flakked ends up with the 2 kills going across, and it will be Ice who's able to pick one up in return.
The eyebrows raised. Flacked's like, yeah, not bad, because I think as well on live, the wave either only just crashed, like he didn't lose too much. Flakked down a little bit, but that might be the start of the game. And in fact, as that camera shows, most of it is picked up. And with an extra kill as well. That's about a 500 gold lead for Flakked, with the wave now in a perfect spot to get that slow push going again.
Yeah, and you can even look at it basically across the board. Flakked, Ice, pretty even when it comes towards the experience as well, thanks to those purple bars just beside the portraits on the sides of your screen. Same you look at Wunder and Adam, so it almost worked out well for BDS, where they got to avoid some of the nasty early laning phases, but they're now swapping again. Nice one's Wunder.
They're like, you know, we didn't like that, so let's see what we can do for the extra push coming through. Adam this time, as already mentioned, is going to be here to match as the wave slowly pushes in. Flakked at level 5, not 6. Worth mentioning as he backs on a ward here, considering the all-in that comes out of this 2v2 from Team Heretics that we gave a timer to in this early game. Adam, a pain, but I think very necessarily a pain, slows down Flakked's tempo.
Yeah, especially because they would have liked to swap Flakked now into this top side and he would have been able to catch this wave, but because Adam able to catch his own wave on bot side and still has the teleport available, Wunder's going to lose out on a huge amount of the experience in the top side, as is Flakked, whereas that wave gets caught for BDS. So nicely done by Sheo.
Hello there. Well, he's going to get locked down. Root caller comes through. Zwyroo in a great position. Sheo's already flashed away, but it's matched, and that's a shove and a half. Sheo's just going to drop on down, and without ulti, he is done for. 0-2 start for the Karthus, and good movement from Team Heretics.
Great movement from Trymbi and Jankos. It was Flakked who stuck around to push bot wave. It unlocked Trymbi to start to move on the map, and just links up with Jankos, goes fishing for Sheo, and ends up finding him, and that helps solidify what was potentially BDS finding a little win on that top side, into now Heretics responding in kind with that kill.
And I mean, in this early game, as you look at gold and just supports having it out, has been Team Heretics' favourite. 700 gold lead here. The bottom lane double kill that's come through. The matching of plates. And as Heretics are now going to be losing out on the grubs, it's BDS's turn to get some of that gold back in their pocket. You can see pings are going down, Dagda.
Now, I think Heretics... Okay, well...
Never mind. Labrov's walking forward. Ivern does enough damage here. And Daisy is here to play. Double knockup with Ignite as well. The jump on in, though. And Nuke in the nick of time just comes through as Labrov even gets a kill. The grubs go down, and big success for BDS.
It was a risky play from Heretics. They said, look, we're not going to fully invest for these void grubs because we need to get gold back onto Wunder. Wunder ended up losing out on that top side that we talked about. He was falling behind experience, he was falling behind in gold. So they're like, cool, you stay boss, get what you need. But they think maybe we can get the pick on Labrov and get out scot-free, but BDS were in the area, very quickly turn around and ends up being punished for Heretics.
And the teleport bot means that not much else is lost either. Adam now level 6-2, and he's picking up that full wave, and in fact, he's ahead by almost 20 CS. Wunder has been, Dagda's word, homeless for a lot of this game, as you'd expect for a top laner.
Why are you putting words on
Because it was a classic.
Jobless.
Jobless.
Jobless or unemployed.
Jobless, homeless. Top laners these days, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? At least Wunder right now has a wave that's shoving into him slowly. With partially a freeze, Adam is just going to tag him out. And remember, he's got level 6 available, so one misstep and an all-out is waiting there as well. Kasante's damage is still unbearable. Just for audience members, not for the players necessarily. just for us watching at home. I hate that this champion is now back. Why is it 20 mana on his Q again?
Because he got nerfed elsewhere.
Oh my god.
Look, all we need to happen is for him to follow the same win rate as LPL, where he's sub 30, and then teams would just stop picking him.
True.
So, yeah. Not that, like, I don't want to cheer against BDS, but you're forcing me to cheer against BDS when you take K'Sante.
You do this. The coaches sit backstage and go, maybe we shouldn't pick K'Sante. The audience really starting to boo him and getting upset by him. I can understand. To be fair, though, then they start letting Skarner through. I mean, that's a whole new can of worms. That champion is ridiculous. That is worse than K'Sante. And we'll see him. I know someone will make the mistake of letting him through soon, and we will see him. But let's just see. Team Heretics now level 6 for Flakked, Dagda. This looks heavy, like they're going to do something bot.
Ice is just screwed. There is nothing that you
nice.
can do.
Root Caller's cleansed away. Daisy is now zoning out. Look at this 6th champion. 1, 2, and 3 for the pop. Ice does get knocked up. Chains of Corruption follow through, but now the new target is Labrov, who just cannot move. But a flash away in the end, and the damage is not enough. Somehow in the nick of time in that last half second, he gets out.
Yeah, Flakked just was trying to get into range. I wasn't sure how quickly he wanted to like flash in to get the root and try and follow up, but just barely able to survive his Labrov thanks to the little bit of extra magic resistant armor that he gets off of the aftershock.
Yep.
It's nicely done, but Heretics will get played some boss, they will get Dragon, and will really start to set themselves up nicely, although Sheo getting some camps on this top side.
But is it enough? I mean, the Dragon stacking starting later, but at least it's starting. Flakked's getting turret plating, but the concern is that Karthus is still up gold as Super Mega Death Rocket ends up helping with deletion, tagging out for a bit of information. Dagda, my concern is that BDS are still struggling by it, but they're still getting by it with even gold.
Yeah, it's a win on the mid to bottom side, but top lane, Wunder is definitely hurting a little bit.
And even now,
nicely done.
Full dive is dodged away and nicely done again, I think you can say. Next wave getting pushed on in as 4 minutes left, or even less so, for the plating to be capitalized on.
Yeah, and you could even see Wunder opting in towards the first strike as well. The fact that he hasn't been in lanes against people is going to be really tough for him to really stack that up, so hasn't really got much value out of that. We'll have to see as these lanes start to even out if he's able to. You can see them trying to put Wunder now up against Adam to try and trade effectively there, but it's been a little bit of a sad time for Wunder. Yeah. And as I said, Zwyroo and Flakked are the ones that are really getting the value out of this. So if you're looking at team fights and if you're looking at, say, the Void Grubs that are about to come up, this could be a fight where Heretics look to push that advantage, but no first item completions makes it a little tough to really swing it apart from Sheo, who already has his Blackfire torch.
And Ice, who feels like he shouldn't be too far off. Yes, he's down in gold, but remember again that for this Jinx, as his first item comes across, it should be matched nicely by the Varus. And Dagda, I like you pulled out the grubs that are now spawned. Team Heretics are here first this time, but you can see Sheo moving into position as well. Nuke and Labrov sitting on the wing. And Adam has even walked all the way up from bot after getting a neutral wave to get involved too.
Yeah. You do have to be careful as Heretics because you can't play off of Sheo having that Blackfire torch.
Look at the damage. I mean, back while there's the engage, the root caller comes through, but Labrov has already done the work with the Magnet Storm, and Sheo picks up the kill. A 1-for-1 trade with supports dropping on down. Everyone walks away from the grubs as one was taken by Team Heretics in the meantime.
Yeah, you still got a lot of damage dealers up here for BDS, so Heretics still have to be careful. They're trying to play for mid-wave push at the moment. You see Wunder moving up because he has no teleport to try and help out there. But here comes BDS.
Nuke all in, remember that ulti, and speak of which is the Jinx. The Requiem follows through, and Flakked's going to get hit, helps the burn down, and the kill eventually. Good sidestep away from Zwyroo as another rock comes out. Nuke. Another sidestep from Nuke as well. Trymbi can't get a leash, and a launch on is back on in. Adam looking for another flip. The damage being done is back on in is Labrov too. He just respawns, and just like his counter support, he's in for the action as the damage wasn't enough. Nuke, bit of a miscalculation, but a close one at that.
And look at top lane. Ice this entire time is just like, yeah, I'll chuck the rocket, I'll get a tower, this is all going great. So you looking at Sheo now moving over to try and pick up these void grubs. That worked out brilliantly for BDS.
And Nuke as well with the fancy feed is the one that launches it off. I mean, again, first turret blood, as you can see down the bottom of your screen, puts BDS in a 3k gold lead at 13 minutes here. And we're already complimenting the fact that they got through this early game with a bit of scuffness down the bottom side, with things not being perfect, but still gold within reach. Now it's more than that. Now there's a 1200 gold lead on this Karthus jungle.
Yeah, and this is just super nice. Nuke playing incredibly well around this. Tristana is so strong. Adam there with the ultimate just to try and set up. And then the fancy speed here is Zwyroo is just trying to keep Nuke pushed back so Trymbi can get involved, but the hook goes wide, Nuke dodges that. Then they turn on to Trymbi, so Trymbi has to disengage. And now Sheo is able to come in with Labrov, who holds this stun for a really long time just to make sure they can get in the direction for Zwyroo, but just a slight miscalculation on the damage from Nuke. But after everything he'd got through, you're happy with that one.
There's a reason he took int out of his name, Dagda. I'm not seeing it here so far. Gold is even in the mid lane, remembering that Zwyroo got a couple of the early kills with a skirmish from support and jungle mixed in. But the fact that it's even, the fact that Nuke is caught up a little bit is showing again where BDS are at this game, considering that is the lane with the weakest amount of gold right now.
I mean, the two big ones are Sheo and Ice, right? Yep. Ice, we already said, look, got an assist thanks to the ultimate and got that tower on the top side, so he's well on his way. The other big talking point is Sheo, because we already saw that he had his first item completed. He's now rushing up towards that Leandri's Anguish. So the Blackfire Torch, every time he hits someone with his abilities, he would just get 4% increased ability power, stacking for every person that he hits. So you very quickly start to get a significant amount of AP off that item, and you get the double burn from both the Leandri's Anguish and Blackfire Torch. So this combo is really strong on Karthus, and well, might need to help out here a little bit.
Yeah, might need to. Labrov could be the one caught out though. Let's see. Ice is also isolated for Team Heretics, finding two quick picks as Wunder now getting some of the gold, but Flakked yoinks it away. And from range, he gets a shutdown, which turns the tide a bit in Team Heretics' favor again.
Disrespectful from BDS. They're going topside for, Adam, what are you doing here?
As well. You've got a question, Dagda. He's got nothing to get on out. He's going to W into a wall. Flakked gets another kill. And BDS, it's like they watched Vitality yesterday and thought, oh, yeah, we could do that.
Sheo, this could be risky. Nobody on Heretics is going to come across. Instead, it looks like they're just going to go for bot tower, but that was bizarre. You know that your Sheo, your jungler, is moving up towards topside because he wants to go for Rift Herald, but they decide to go through the enemy jungle to get there, when all they had to do is back away, reset, try and move up towards that top half of the map, and then Adam, after seeing both of his bot laners go down, decides he wants to take a peek behind the curtain and gets punished as well.
There's a mega play, Dagda. Turret comes through for it as well. Rolls into a Cloud Soul now. Double Dragon for Team Heretics. So just when we're concluding that BDS's early game is looking hella strong from the bounce back, from the 3.5k gold bounce back. That is going to be stunned up. What are we doing? Trymbi caught with his pants down, and it's time to pull him up, son. Ice is going to get the kill, and just like that, we do the do-si-do. Woo!
That was an explosion from Trymbi, but it didn't quite work out. Now BDS back on into the mid lane. This is going to be the Rift Tower going down, and immediately this turret is going to fall as well. So BDS picking up not only the kill, but a little bit more on top of it too. You're going to see Adam moving up towards the top side to cover that push, whereas now you're setting up for a push with Tristana on the bot side for BDS, so they can start to snowball a lot of this into a good amount of control on the map. And with Dragons already in the favor of Heretics, trying to deny any more of them is going to be perfect, but Daisy taking a few hits at Labrov here.
It's okay, remember she is a champion. She can be if she wants. Labrov's like, how do I get out of this one? He has flash, and he does actually burn it over the wall with the horse down and about. So that's a small win for Team Heretics, if only a summoner.
It didn't really get much vision down on the bottom side though, so the push from Tristana not going to amount to much. The Heretics get to move across into mid and put pressure on towards mid. So there's still life in Heretics at the moment. They just need to try and find these opportunities to try and play around Flakked as much as possible, because he's kind of going to start to crest over into his second item. He's the big strong point, so BDS still have to be a little bit careful at the moment.
I want to track a little bit, though, of what we're getting into item-wise, right? Second items we talked about a lot, considering Sheo. We saw the Faded Ashes picked up. We know Double Burn's about to be coming through as well with Leandri's on the way. I'm also tracking where Ice is going next as well, because remember, one of the big changes that's come to AD carry items in the recent patches, Kraken Slayer, the crit has been taken out, so you don't get that strong crit strike chance, if I can speak properly, on your first item as a hyper carry like the Jinx. Ice now sitting with a Cloak of Agility, so we'll see again as we go to second item there. IE often being a second item in these days, and especially when you do, again, add that crit chance in, you already have extra AD, plus the bonus on hit that's been added in, the extra for Kraken Slayer. It's going to be a strong second item for Ice, who's doing a lot better than when he started the lane.
Yeah, and it's the same with Blade of the Rune King. Not so much the crit chance, but definitely changed to be a much more devastating item in the early stages.
True.
Like attack damage increased, attack speed increased, lifesteal increased. It's why we're seeing a lot of the AD carries start to rush it in these early stages, but it's gone back to that 3-hit passive that it used to have years ago. So definitely a strong item on a lot of these champions that can get multiple auto attacks off, like the Varus and the Tristana. So that when you get into these fights now with 2 items on towards Ice, potentially 2 items coming on towards Nuke as well, BDS definitely going to be strong when it comes to the AD carry department, and you're going to have to look for Heretics to find ways to disrupt that, whether it's Wunder diving into the back line or just having Zwyroo get a nice flick into the right position.
Yeah, maybe the damage amplification for Wunder as he gets that Ravenous Hydra second will enable him to do that a bit better, Dagda. Because remember, he's been behind a lot of this game with Adam sealing the laning phase and obviously being in lane a lot more as well. Kind of surprised that Wunder's been able to hit level 12 before Adam. Just interesting to compare.
Well, a lot of the way Heretics have played is trying to get that opportunity for Wunder to farm.
Yep.
We saw them, like, you don't go for as aggressive for Void Grubs, though that plan kind of failed, to give Wunder those opportunities to farm up and get what he needs. But now, going to find Adam, and we're going to see just how strong he is here.
Let's find out. Wunder holding it out. Good dodge away, but the hookshot wall dive doesn't do too much. Thank you, Medic, for the correction. I used to say hookshot, wall shot. I thought that was correct. I thought it sounded smart. But as we look away from that, we look towards bot side, because in a minute, next dragon spawns, and as Dagda alluded to before, the stacking from Team Heretics has already given them an opening in this game. Labrov is going to show us yet another one. Root Caller follows through from the Dredge line. There's Chains of Corruption as well. Everything used into Labrov. He gets flashed away from, but the Magnet Storm does its job. Redemption gives him a lifeline here. He's into the back line. Wunder's just taking business himself. He runs through, takes a while to die, but ends up being a trade. The top laners sacrifice their lives for the better cause. But with 4 members moving away and only 3 at BDS, it looks like for now they'll try and use the inner mid track to get something more.
Significantly better health bars on BDS though, so they can try and set up the chompers here to deny Heretics access in towards tower. So yes, you get the kills, but it's tower and map presence going in BDS's favor. We'll get a reset for Heretics here, and I imagine they move directly down towards this dragon as it's about to spawn, but BDS may just try and stay out on the map here, cause some issues on the top half as Heretics focus the bottom side.
The other thing, Dagda, is just watching from that last play, how fast they push turrets as well as these items start building up. Tristana, we already know, does exactly that, but 5 grubs will do exactly that. As we watch here, everything thrown into Labrov.
Yeah, and he has so many shields and just a health bar in general. It kind of makes it a bit hard. Wunder goes over the side to try and finish him off as Adam, trying to keep the rest of Heretics away. But when Sheo gets that ult off, you can see just how much damage comes down alongside Ice, who's just poking and peppering down Heretics as they run away.
07 top laners again, just isolating themselves with the whole team. They're sacrificing 1 for 1. In the end, it was a favorable trade for Team Heretics, but we look back at the gold, we realize it's still a 3k gold lead. Thanks to getting that pick on Trymbi, opening up mid lane, getting gold back in their favor. And you can see because of it, it's all blue on the bottom of your bar, and it's blue especially in jungle when Ivern, a supported pick, goes up against Sheo, who's 2 levels ahead. You know that clear speed's getting faster and faster. You know he's got double burn now as well, as BDS look to deny the first dragon in this game.
The Heretics going to move up towards Baron area though, see if they can draw BDS in.
How fast is it?
It's not going to be too crazy, but they do need to get here. Labrov needs to get a ward down.
They need vision, as you said, but it's not fast enough. His angle, Dagda, I'm watching now. Labrov looking to zone away at 6.5k. It's left for now, and Baron resets.
Yeah, Wunder hasn't been spotted. Will now just be spotted by Sheo. They're trying to see if they can hide him in behind the Raptor pit and just catch Ice as he starts to move up, but not going to give him the chance. So Heretics, they take a little bit of damage off the Baron, but now they need to try and reconvene in mid, so then BDS can't link up with that mid wave and just look for the tower.
And even top as well. They got threat on multiple waves, in fact, Dagda. You can see Nuke is pushing by himself. He's got safety from Adam, who's hovering in Fog of War as well. Zwyroo going to match this wave as mid is being attended to as well, and that also gives time for BDS to clear out some of the jungle, clear out the rest of the waves as well on the other side of the map. And maybe back for some of these item timers. As you can see, people like Ice shouldn't be too far off for his 3rd item with... what are we building here, Dagda? What do you reckon?
I'd imagine it's Terminus.
Okay.
Generally, that's the 3rd item we've seen these on-hit AD carries, because it goes in lieu of the Last Whisper items, but still very, very strong. Gives you a ton of extra armor pen and also magic pen, and then having a little bit of armor in your kit as well once you start to move in towards things like the Jack Show is just really, really nice.
It's a League of Legends equivalent in putting dirt under your pillow, isn't it? See, I learned yesterday, I didn't know about this, but I've got a lot of pot plants in my house,
okay,
and I'm going to start putting dirt under my pillow because Medic taught me, yeah, I don't want to, because you go down in the mountain, you get sent in the mountain or something if you mess with him, don't you?
Yeah, he brings you to his lair.
Oh, man. And he's a doctor, so I'll believe what Medic says. You know, it's fair. It's very fair, actually. So we'll have to see, is Ice going to build the dirt third item? Which Terminus is now known for. Safety and security.
I don't know where to take this, Jake. I'm not gonna lie.
It's nice being back. I have to say, like, I left Berlin in, like, the end of winter, and everyone was sad. The trees were dead. You know, there's a lot of people walking through the street very upset. Now I come back, everyone's happy. It's like a different land. I don't understand.
I do find it hilarious because everyone comes to Berlin, you're like, it is significantly better in summer, and then you get to see it. But it may need to be a different spot here for Heretics as they immediately try to get on towards Adam, over towards Dragon Pit, but opens up BDS now to just rush into this top side and clear out the vision that's there.
I mean, Dagda, if they clear vision and they start the Baron, whether it's a lure or not, they do this so quick.
Yeah.
Ward at the back of the pit, I think it's unspotted. Yeah, no, Control Ward gets it. So they started off. Team Heretics have got a sus feeling.
Yeah, they just figured it out now. I think it was the blue ward went down, but not 100%, but here we go.
Okay, oh my god! Labrov! The Magnet Storm sets it up, but the damage isn't there yet, so Labrov's gonna die, but Ari's effort's in vain. Adam takes up Nexus, Wunder's angle is even better. It looked brilliant, it looked perfect, but Team Heretics fight back. They've got their spots and their angles set up nicely, and what looked brilliant, what looked game-ending, it's a reality check from Team Heretics.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rell does not deal damage, so although it looks swanky and funky, there was nothing there, and...
running into a Nautilus. No. That is not the way.
Maybe we need to put the int back in.
No. BDS, that was a bit of a mess. You go in towards the Baron, you're like, cool, we can set up, we have a great flank from Labrov, but they just try and go that little bit too early. Nobody really there to follow up on the damage. Sheo was the only one with his ultimate. Heretics punish well. Now they also get the pick, so nuke is these things, so they can now push in towards this mid lane and get the tower, although Labrov looking again.
I mean, Trymbi's also looking as well. You can see his angle for the dredge line getting set up, but with Adam there, he dissuades the play a little bit further, and the wave clear is enough from Ice with the AoE rockets. So Team Heretics move back, but the health bar maybe not good enough for Baron as they hover around this area, and looks like they're going to time their recalls.
They just didn't want to overcommit there. I thought they could have gotten mid-tower, but looks like they want to try and get the waves pushed out instead, as you say, Dragon in 50 seconds time, so probably going to be the main focus for them. But this was kind of just a bit bizarre. Like, this was sick from Labrov, but look how far away the rest of the team is. Even Daisy as well doing some good work to try and keep people away from that with the third knock-up as well, third attack knock-up, and then Wunder just immediately deletes Sheo, so massive threat gone. But from this point forward, it's like, this is over for BDS. There's very little that you can do, so I'm surprised Nuke tried to go back into that position.
By the way, I love the BDS jerseys this split. I feel like level up. You know, it looks similar enough to like the BLG top esports jerseys at MSI, the ones that look like they're from the F1 or something. they've gone up another level, and Collar always advances the t-shirt game. As for BDS, as they advance into enemy jungle, Team Heretics holding strong here with Trymbi, again looking for that potential hook. BDS sit in front of a Baron though that is losing vision fast, and remember again, one moment BDS can take it, because that's a pretty fast Baron.
Sorry, I find it really hard to take fashion advice from the man in the poncho.
Is this not fashion? Berlin is a fashionable place. If I'm wearing a poncho, it's okay. If I wore this back in Sydney, people would look at me and think, you know, this he's going to like a siesta or something later, you know? Here, people just think, you know what, this guy's not too bad. He's got fashion. Well, how dare you?
Heretics trying to make sure they don't fall asleep on this as they move in.
Oh, Fiesta, sorry.
Labrov once again, off on the side. Wunder's gone to collect the top wave, so this could be the moment.
Mega angle again. Labrov's already found one before. The engage is a one-man onto Jankos, but it is the junglers going forward. It's easy. Magnet Storm lures him in. It's Flakked is next on the menu too, and Ice gets the free fire from behind. Nuke goes in on a weird angle, and he might die for it, but as he walks away, Zwyroo and Wunder are too far gone. Even getting Sheo in the way is enough. As Ice is tearing through. A Penta for Ice out of left field is the perfect perfect way to end.
I was just watching Wunder to see what he could do. I was like, hang on, that's his quadra kill on my screen. Ice picking up the 5-man slam down as BDS will shut Heretics out.
I mean, there's a reason he was on the top of our list for 80 carries last split, wasn't there? It's a nice way to intro. It's a nice way to set yourselves up for 2-0 to open things up. Yeah, he's got the plastic bag out. Labrov's like, all right, the mice is going in first. He's done his job. And to be fair, BDS, this was a much cleaner game than yesterday. A well-deserved 2-0 and Penta kill to lead them into the standings.
What a sick performance from BDS. And shout out to Sheo as well, because I kind of had this guy pegged as this is the tank player. This is the guy who is going to be that main engage tool. We saw a lot over the course of the history for BDS, but stepping up now on these carries, having a performance like that in the Karthus, setting up Ice for that pentakill as well. This was really cool stuff from BDS.
And I think as well, showing the adaptation, like the lane swap comes through, back to match normal lanes. Okay, it goes badly. We go back to the lane swap. We keep it innovative. And the other big thing as well is seeing the reaction from people like Sheo, as you said, the tank player from last split. But I think more importantly, the carry player in this game on the Karthus. Such a dirty pick, but you can see when it finds a bit of a lead, when it finds that farm advantage in tempo, it's just unstoppable.
Yeah, and look, I'm happy I don't have to try and vote for this, but vote for your key player of the game at LEC on X. Sheo, Nuke, or Ice are your options. And honestly, great performance from them across the board.
Ice got a Penta. He got a Penta kill. Surely it's going to be him. We'll go to a break, but ladies and gentlemen, after it, Nuke is standing by for an interview.
Red Bull gives you wings.